OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back to OTB. It is Thursday, September 13th. Roll right along. And right now, for the second day in a row, we're very pleased to be joined by Irene Lentagini, our guide to the stars, if you will. Irene has many different pursuits. What degrees do you have, Irene? You gave us a bit of a rundown yesterday.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So actually, my main degrees, it's International Economic Relationship, master degree.
Wow.
I'm diplomatic, as I mentioned yesterday, and the second one is psychology. And in between, I just got 12 additional little ones, like astrology, numerology, Reiki, and etc.
Well, you know,
T-Bob has the general studies.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was about to say I'm general studies, so I feel you. I too have many passions.
Three minors.
Yeah, exactly. 3 minors. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And you also speak 5 languages. I just learned this morning. Which 5 languages are you fluent in?
Russian, Ukrainian, actually, because I was born in Crimea. That's why I do speak both of them. But my governmental is Ukrainian, as you know. And Italian, that is my favorite one.
Really?
English, that we all love and respect. And French, that is my second motherland for last 8 years, because I used to live in France before to come here.
Wow.
And Spanish is on the way.
I mean, it's unreal. So the reason in doing this, and I actually do want to talk more about being from Ukraine, kind of what this last year has been like in a bit, but the reason for doing this is basically establishing your bona fides, right? This is not anybody who's going like half-stepping into this. I mean, look at the reams and reams of data that I have here that Irene put together. And she doesn't watch sports, doesn't know anything about this. So this is truly, what do the stars say about how guys are going to play? And let's revisit the summary from yesterday. Irene sees this contest as being rooted in justice. The stars indicate that Russell Wilson's departure from Seattle was unjust, and the opportunity to immediately set things right is a powerful force for the Seahawks. What did they do? They immediately set things right last night. I mean, they get the win, 17-16. Pete Carroll gets to kind of lord it over Russell Wilson now. And how about this? She sees strong performances coming from Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and Rashad Penny.
Geno Smith, 23 of 28, 195, 2 touchdowns, had a better QBR by almost 20 points than Russell Wilson.
And what's crazy about this, Irene, is because you don't know who any of these people are before you start seeing their profiles. Geno Smith is not very good. He has never been very good.
He's been a career backup.
I remember him. He was number 1 to check. That's why I remember.
It was great. So he did well. It says the Stars call for an uncharacteristically poor performance from Tyler Lockett. That's somebody who's traditionally very good. He didn't do anything.
He only had 28 yards,
It says sees Jamal Adams as having, quote, no luck on this day. And then Jamal Adams gets hurt.
Has a quad injury.
Bad quad injury.
Was he?
Yeah, he got hurt. The guy that you said was going to have no luck that day and be exploited. Yeah. So put the juju on him, or the Stars did, I guess, not you. You're just interpreting what the Stars are saying.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Easy,
my bad.
T.
Yeah, my bad. And then again, saying that Russell Wilson would have to come back from behind at least twice in order to prevail in this game. He had the opportunity that he did not. And he said indications are above that Russell does not quite have as much good football in front of him as one might think. Russell Wilson just signed a $250 million extension and did not look very good last night. So, Irene, a pretty fascinating game number 1 for this new experiment that we're doing here. How do you feel about it?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Actually, I tell you the truth, because before to come to America and this challenge, challenging step with you guys, I had no clue what is difference between like actually football and hockey puck. So, that's doesn't make any sense and difference for me. I told you, first of all, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
But that was cool. Yesterday, I was watching the second part of the game because, okay, who's this guy everybody's talking about? Who is this celebrity and star who's Russell?
Yeah, you're like, oh, look, that's Russell Wilson. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how we're going to do this, right? We're going to give you one game a week. and then you're going to analyze it, and we'll kind of do the same thing, probably over the phone, but get the summary and everything, set our DraftKings lineup because of it, and see what happens. So I think this is awesome. I'm always very intrigued by astrology. You're seeing a lot of it lately. I feel like Aaron Rodgers, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, he got a tattoo that is very astrological recently. Ricky Williams does a similar thing to this on Levitard. So I'm glad to have you here, Irene.
Thank you so much.
What about this? And now let's talk about you a little bit, because like we said, we talked about the education, we talked about knowing all languages, but you're from the Ukraine originally. I don't really know where to start. I mean, just give us your perspective on everything that has happened the last year, and I mean, what needs to be done, do you think?
I think that it's not the right thing from my side to say what should be done.
Yeah.
But I feel Ukrainian. I was born there. I tell you more. I was born in South, that is Crimea Peninsula, that was occupied and taken, and no country on the planet admit that is the fact.
Yeah.
So only Russian Federation think it's true that Crimea belongs to them. Okay, so let's see. I stand for my country. I'm patriotic, and I really pray every day, because you can rely on stars, but God plans. So let's hope everything gonna be okay, and this bring us somewhere, because I don't know, everything has a reason in life. I do believe in that. For me, in this war, when it's 21st century, it's very difficult to understand what could be the reason for things happening, and so much blood and so many losses on the planet like that. But it's not only Ukraine that is suffering. So I just wish everybody to be as much empathetic as it's possible.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not question of war, but it's just question not about Russia or Ukraine. It's about being human or not. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's here over here we get the tendency to just be like so locked in our own stuff. I mean, we sit here talking about sports all day, right? And so it kind of, at least to my mind, when it came out of nowhere and all of a sudden Russia's invading, it was kind of mind blowing, right? It was kind of, I think I had just gotten like Disney World that day, and I'm like walking around watching the Biden press conference, ear pod in. It was an odd feeling. Is this something that you saw coming? Is it not that as much? Like, is this something that you ever thought that you would see in your lifetime?
Pardon?
Is this something like Russia invading the Ukraine, like open warfare, like you said, here in the 21st century? Is this something that you could have ever seen coming about in our lives?
No, I think that is impossible, just impossible to come and kill your neighbor, any person on the planet, anything what is alive and has heart and soul. So I think that this is the fact of manipulation of their own people. I'm very sorry, because first of all, my idea as being a neighbor and being Ukrainian, and by the way, as I told you, my first language was Russian because I was born in Crimea. So that's why I don't want to say that I'm against Russian nation at all.
Okay.
I'm very supportive. I have friends. But what I see now, that they're so much manipulated.
Yeah.
And they're, they have their own restrictions that I'm not going to discuss here in studio, because I don't want to bring everybody there to politics too much. But I think that they kill themselves, first of all. They are ruled, they are guided in a bad way, and they definitely, including this guy, will become part of great history, but the problem is in which quality and in which way.
Very well said, Irene. I cannot fathom. Where on the list of 5, when did you learn English?
So English, when I was 13 years old, my parents invested a lot in my education.
Yeah.
And my country, actually my story with Europe, but Great Britain is separately now at the moment. So started with London. First city that I seen in my life being abroad, it was Cambridge, after it was Guildford, after it was Glasgow. And they gave me a lot of education to stay in host families and in this, I know, have you ever heard of that, Elizabeth Johnson University, and they have campus and schools for kids. So you come there, and actually my mentality is mixed a little bit, because when I was 13 years old and starting from there, twice a year. You go and you live there like 3 months, and you come back to Ukraine, and kids look at you and understand that you have different habits, different mentality, different words are coming out from your mouth. And after you come back to Great Britain, and you're still Ukrainian because that's your blood and part of you. So that kind of mix I got for my languages. My story started there and never end up.
Well, and I mean, that's a tough upbringing where you kind of have one foot in each world. But the reason why I ask is because it's very impressive that you come here on a radio show, a spoken word medium, and be able to answer so eloquently about the situation in the Ukraine and everything else. And look, we're excited to have you as a part of the show, Irene. Like I said,
I'm honored.
I wanted to get this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And it's like, I know, today it got serious, and we'll keep it light and fun and just do the predictions from here on out. But I think kind of establishing the story and that call for empathy were important to get out there. So, again, stars about the stars. We're going to break down one game every week. Irene will, and we're off to a great start here. I mean, she told you how it was going to play out, or at least the planets did, again. And Irene interpreted it. Thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you so much. It was an honor for me to be with you guys.
All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.